Hey everybody, welcome back. I guess we're car talking today. Truck was yesterday, today is car. But anyways, on a serious note, you ever go to a funeral? I'm sure many of you have, and whether to just pay respect to the family, or I can't really say paying respect to the person that is laying there, because let's face it, that's be kind of hard to do. I'm kind of a different character when it comes to funerals and things like that, because my thing is, how often did I see the person? How did I? Was it just once in a while, years and years? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with however you hold it, but personally myself, if it's been years, I will not go to a funeral. Well, I just don't get the concept. And I know you don't have to send me a gazillion things why. Everybody has a preference of what you're going to do. So that being said, you've always wondered what a funeral would be like for yourself. Well, welcome to my funeral. Thank you all for coming. Even if it's just one. Joking. It might be, I don't know. It could be just one. But either way, one's better than none. Even if it's the person that's put me into the fire. I'm not getting buried. If we're still here. I don't see the sense in it. God brought us out of the dirt of the earth, and my ashes go back to the dirt of the earth. I told you I'm different. But anyways, why a funeral? So I can see what people would say about me? Well, my thing is, why don't people do that more often? You know, we are to lift people up and find good. You can at least find something good in everybody. And if you can find that something good in everybody, you're not so much to throw daggers at people. But that's where I'm at with that. So why a funeral, Nelson? Well, I'm glad you asked. Very good question. Are you dying? Maybe. Are you dying? Maybe. Am I ready to go home? Yes, I've been ready. I've been ready when He gives me the time to come, not when I choose to have the time. I've done that too many times. See, the devil wants you to choose the time. He wants you to take your own lives and go into that realm of where he is. But once you enter in there, you're not getting out of there. Unless Jesus comes and rescues you. Anything's possible. But I wouldn't roll the dice on it if you're living such a horrible life. I wouldn't roll the dice too much. Eventually, that man there in Vegas, you're going to see another nice dressed well man, and they're going to change dealers on you. That's what the devil does. So let me take you down my pathway. Depends on who was standing up there speaking on my behalf. I would be afraid to hear some of the stuff people would probably say. But either way, that's their opinion. Anybody that really knows me, I think they would come and just speak their thoughts, period. And I'd be okay with that. Because again, it's their thought, it's their opinion. So, wow. A little impatient, aren't we? I guess the turn signal gives you the right to just put on your turn signal and do whatever you want, when you want, how you want, where you want. I mean, good grief. But anyways, so here we go. I can go back years back when I was in my late teens. And I remember the day all too well. All my life, I grew up not knowing if I fit into anybody's life, if I was accepted, if I was liked. I always tried to be the one that got along with everybody, because I just wanted to be liked by somebody. Kids would bully me, kids would make fun of me. They would bully me by the way I talked. They made fun of me by the way I talked. Kids would push me down. I would pretty much be a loner. I had a pal named Georgie. Went through many adventures with him. Still do today. Now I got a couple new pals. Every year it seems like I get a new Snoopy for Christmas, which I get excited. I don't know why, but I do. And now I got this little guy that rides with me.
Take exit 26 on the right, onto I-71 toward Cleveland.
Yes, people, I'm a big kid. But I'm also a very strong adult. I know how to take care of what needs to be taken care of, but yet live as a child. Some days I regrow my childhood, I believe, through little things in life that most people would take for granted. So as I grew, as many of you knew, if you're just coming onto this channel for the first time, I'm just going to give you a rundown. I went through beatings after beatings. Some of them worse than others. I was left when I was a young boy. Ended up in demonic realms of witchcraft, sorcerer. I mean, down the list, people. Out of control, yes. Did I care about life? No. Did I understand who Jesus was? No. Did I understand the Father's love? No. Did I hate the Father? Yes. I knew He existed. I knew He existed when I was a young boy. Because you can't have a devil without a God. He was a creation. Do I hate Lucifer? No. He never made me do anything. I've always let myself do it. Do I pray against them? Yes. Should you? Absolutely. Should you pray for your family? Yes. Is the devil robbing and stealing your children? Yes. Because we are letting him do it. You got all these big degree people standing up in these buildings going, well, this person is this way, and now their emotions are all over the place. Well, duh. Depending on how old they are. You know, the best area where the Lucifer comes into your children's lives, and I'm telling you the truth, people, you would be surprised the age group. By the age of 14, he's already has them. By the age of 15, he's already got them down pathways. But I'm telling you right now, it's about between 5 years old and 6 years old when he starts presenting ideas into their brains. Look at the cartoons they watch. Come on, people. Wake up. Wake up. You're not going to tell me this stuff does not cross your minds. But how many of you get so distracted? It could be relationship problems with your spouse, the one you're married to, or a boyfriend, or a girlfriend, whatever the situation is. A kid causing problems. Well, a kid causes problems because they're confused. The devil puts a lot of confusion in their head. We all know about puberty. Is why he waits to that age to hit it all at once, because you'll dismiss it as, well, they're going through their growing pains. And we call it pain because sometimes we have to go through that pain with them. Because we forget that when we got hatched out of the egg at the age of 22, and we just started living life, and we knew everything that we knew from a child all the way up, because that's just how it happens when you get hatched out of an egg at the age of 22.
Take the first exit on the right onto
Now,
I-71. Speed warning.
we're losing the battle. See, I didn't have no one. I didn't have family members that seen the signs. I didn't have no one that was going to try to stop me from doing the things I was doing. Matter of fact, the devil led me into people's houses that were worse, and enjoyed when I came over because I had a job and I had money. Well, let's see. If you don't have a job and you don't have money and you like to do drugs and you like to drink alcohol, naturally you're going to worship the ground somebody walks on. But I wasn't stupid, people. I knew what they were doing. I didn't care. They said money can't buy everything. They said money can't buy happiness. I agree with one thing. Money can't buy happiness. But money can buy. You'd be surprised what people will do for money. Everything has a price. Don't ever say it doesn't, because it does. I don't like it when people say no, and not everything. And not everything has a price. Oh yes, it does. Oh yes. Hold that thought up. I want you to think about it while I go down this roller coaster. See, we're starting to climb up here, and unfortunately, this may be a strong downhill that some of you might want to say, hey, there is a platform at the top. If you want to get off, just yell stop. Basically, when you're on this part of the video, you might want to just exit out. Speaking of video, well, anyways, I didn't get permission. I still today like to get permission before I use somebody's name. But if you go on there, you'll see. I just want to thank, and I believe she's in Florida. What a nice comment. I mean, really, that first of all, I'm not seeking man's approval. Okay, I'm not seeking sponsors. I had opportunities, people. I really have. I had opportunities to basically somebody be a manager of this channel. And then I thought about it because, you'll get paid, you'll get this. There's a lot of work involved in this. There truly is. There is truly a lot of work in this. A lot of frustrations. A lot of videos that you worked so hard on gets kicked off because they don't like some of the censorship. And at the end of this, I'm going to announce something else. But just thanking me for being me, I guess is a better way to put it. And just being on here, doing what I do, because He who has sent me. I've never had a filter, and I never will. I don't mean to offend anybody, but then again, I can't offend anybody. I can't make you happy, and I can't make you sad. I can sit with you. That's about as I can listen to you. I can help you. I can pray for you. I can help demons get out of you. But you got to have belief. You got to have faith. So many people are falling because they're listening. See, the devil wants to stop. And I can't stress this enough. He wants to stop your children from being released. Whether it's an attachment or whether this thing is honestly taking over that person. Once he takes over, I'm telling you, it could be a struggle getting something to release. Take a fool's advice. I tell you I can't even remember how many voices I would hear all the time. All the time. And I'm talking throughout the day, throughout the night. And then I wonder why I never really slept very much. And I'd listen to music. I'd walk around with the headphones on, the Walkmans, or whatever the heck they were called back then. I don't even really remember. I don't think they became Walkmans until late 80s or 90s, to be honest. I don't know. I'd have to Google it and find out. Didn't really come prepared for that because it just came to me anyways. So I would do that to drown out the noise. But then it didn't matter because then I started listening to heavier music and I would hear stuff through that. Which makes you suicidal, people. It really does. The things I hear, I hear people talk sometimes and it just makes me go, what in the world? Do you even realize what you're saying? And that's what I want to say sometimes. But what are we going to do? Right? I feel sorry for the children that you got to understand, here's the problem with this. Some children will go through a point that they feel like they're being punished because you're taking the very help that God's hand. I guess a better way to put it, don't pray to God for something to happen and then push what God has sent away. I think of that pastor that day that came back to that church, forgot his briefcase. If I would have accepted it then, would my life have changed? But then again, would I be where I'm at today? I don't think so. If God wanted me here, where I'm at, yes. I think about all of the things that would have changed. I wouldn't have had kids. Well, I probably would have had kids, but not the kids I have. And really, like I don't have kids anyways. Or grandkids. And some days it's sad, people. It really is. It truly is. You gotta fight through things, I trust God and I trust the Lord. I trust the Lord Jesus Christ, the true living King, the Son of our living God. I trust Him. I trust Him today all wholeheartedly. These last few months, it's been upside down for me. A lot of things going on, a lot of changes in seeing these visions and seeing stuff that's getting ready to take place. And I just wonder how many people are really taking this in. How many people are really soaking in what's happening right now. We look at all this nonsense and we're okay with it. I watched some of the halftime of the Super Bowl. Unbelievable. Come out with all red on, Alicia Keys, and a red piano. But I wonder how many people actually caught in the middle where her voice was not even there. Maybe it was lip singing. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of them probably lip sing. Come on, let's be real. All these years of singing, you don't think their voices are going to take a hit, people? No, yeah, they're going to. All that dancing and jumping around, how can they keep their breath that strong? Jumping around and doing all that and dancing and singing, come on. I'd say probably 80% of it is lip singing. But that's not where I'm going. I just wonder how many people actually caught that. It's intense. Not only that, with the red stands for the Illuminati and all the evil that goes with it. So there you go. If that's the devil's realm, that they come out there in all red and red. I was dumbfounded. There's no way They could have paid me enough to come out there in that getup and playing on a red piano. I'm sorry, there's no way. Nope. Not having it. Wouldn't do it. And to be honest, I mean, I think his name's Chelsea, whatever's, I don't know, the one that's dating Taylor Swift. What he did to that coach, running up there and screaming at his coach like that, knocked the stuff out of his hands. I believe it fell out of his hands, but pushed him backwards. It looked like he was about to fall himself. I mean, I don't care if you're in the game or not in the game. Where is this egotistic crap coming from because you want to show something? I think sometimes people should have grew up the way I grew up. I really do. Because you would learn to appreciate what you have in your life. Back to the funeral. It's a good thing I don't speak at my own funeral, huh? But think about it. So as I went through life, able to see things that normal people can't see, it's my normal, out of control more and more. I swear I wasn't hurting nobody but myself, because nobody cared. My grandmother passes away. And there was days that I sit back and I think about who she was. Now, my dad's mom, I didn't really know. I remember a couple times, I guess it was maybe a birthday or something, she'd come over, but I didn't know her. Only thing I know is I knew what her living room barely looked like. I knew what her kitchen looked like. And her bathroom. That was it. I was never allowed into her living room, and I was never really allowed to go past the kitchen area, dining room, because it was all combined. So I didn't really know who she was. I was around my Uncle Dennis for a little while, but I don't really know them, to be honest. I went over to some events and stuff when I got older. But, I know my cousin Dawn invited me. She always seems to invite me to stuff, but it's always, I feel bad because I'm finally invited to some kind of family thing. And I drive trucks, so I'm never seen, especially now, I'm not home on the weekends at all. So it's a bummer, sometimes. I would like to know them. Life's short, people. But I do know this. They have a loving family. They have a loving family that I think my Uncle Dennis, I never really asked him if he likes to be called Uncle Denny. We always called him Uncle Denny. I think it's important we ask people what they prefer to be called. He might not like Uncle Denny. My Aunt April, what a lovely person. I mean, she really is. I mean, being around her was like having a mom that I never had. She was just like so... I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt comfortable. Like, I always felt like she accepted me for no matter who I was. No matter what I've done, she like, I guess a better word I'm thinking of is no judgment. No judgment from her. Wonderful lady. I mean, as much as I'm capable of loving somebody I don't know really that much, that's some strong love. And I tell you, people, and I'm telling you this all for a reason. Because it's my funeral. So I'm allowed to. It's my life. It's what you go and you hear when them people speak, whatever that thing's called. So, but I'll tell you one thing. I have never, ever seen my cousins or my aunt. I don't really pay that much attention to my Uncle Dennis sometimes, but when I do see him, he does smile. But they're always smiling. And inside, I just think about what a loving family. If I could put American Family, that would be the American Family I would watch a sitcom on. Because it's real. Do they have problems? Yes. But they unite together. They're strong. That is a strong family. Anyways, let me move on. Don't want to lose you guys on this roller coaster. So, you grow up different, not knowing you're different, not knowing you're poor. Never knew I was poor until somebody told me I was poor, and then I still didn't know what poor was, so it didn't do any good to tell me I was poor. Do we have the best of the best things? No. Did my mom try? I suppose. I don't know. Never really asked her. I was happy. You know what? I was more happy, and honestly, I was more happy going down the roads in Copley and finding junk things in the trash. I always thought I was going to be like a trash person. I really did. I enjoyed finding toys and things that nobody wanted. I'm telling you, people, if I could have made movies when I got older, I could have did Look Who's Talking. I could have made my own Toy Story. Because I'm telling you, I had these stuff really moved around and played with me. I know you might think it's crazy, but it truly did. I had the best imaginational childhood, and I have always wondered if I was the only one that could do things like that. Never had to be store-bought. There was a time that I did fall into that realm of expensive, I guess. Didn't mean to, but I did. And I think it all took place when watching the family all get together and watching everybody open gifts and stuff. And my mom would, the guy she was married to, I'd get a pair of socks every year. Today, back then I was kind of ticked off. I'm thinking in my head, 6 pairs of socks back then, I believe, came in a pack, and there might have been 8. But I could guarantee 8 Christmases I would know exactly what I'm getting. So there was really no need for me to get there on time. At least my mom always had cookies. I prefer cookies any day over cake. If it is cake, German chocolate cake, I love it. Favorite football team? Grew up loving them. Pittsburgh Steelers, because I love the colors. Don't know. Yes, I know I live in Ohio. Yes, I know people give me grief all the time. This year, I rooted for Cleveland Browns, people. I really did. I really wish Cleveland could have did it, because you know why? Because I like Falco. I think Falco is a very good quarterback, and I think Cleveland's stupid if they get rid of him. But what do I know? I don't have the money to buy a team and make my own rules and give Cleveland another false hope. But I tell you what, diehard Cleveland fans right there. My dad was a Cleveland Browns person. Most of my family, I believe, are Cleveland Browns, all except my older sister. She likes Pittsburgh. I'm a simple type of person. I love to cook. I love to make pizza. I love hamburgers, cheeseburgers, steak, mashed potatoes. Thanksgiving time, I like when the turkey first comes out of the oven. Yeast rolls. Oh my gosh. I have to show you guys these yeast rolls. Look how big these things get. I mean, you literally can use them to make a sandwich out of. That's how big these things get. Awesome. Gravy, mashed potatoes, cottage cheese, corn, turkey, stuffing, and that yeast roll. And I'm happy. I truly am. That is, to me, Thanksgiving dinner. I'm a big gravy person, always have been. My grandma always had gravy on the table, and I think that's why I love it today. Fried eggs and bacon. You wonder why I have so much weight, right? Toast. I love grits. Boiled eggs. Fried eggs. I don't like the fried eggs when the crust of it gets crispy, though. The only reason why I don't like it is because when I bite into it, I think I'm biting into an eggshell. That's why I don't like it. And it literally, if I crunch on it, I literally just have to swallow it or I'll spit it back up. You guys wanted to come to my funeral. I'm getting to some good stuff here in a minute. Just hold on. So, I believe in myself that I have always done the right things by other people. And I always put myself pretty much last in life. I've always wanted to see people happy, joyful, and not struggle. Even if it means many times sacrificing with something you want for someone else. Yes, there was times when I asked the Lord, when's it my time? You grow to appreciate what you have, and I grow to appreciate what I have today. You know, sometimes I wish I could find an old car that I can rebuild. I love building cars, I've always had. I love just jumping on a motorcycle and just riding down the road. Even if it's for an hour. It was the best feeling ever. I got to ride the one down in Florida a few times. Spent a lot of money on that bike, but made somebody else extremely happy. I was sad. I really was. I was sad when I sold that bike. Not because of what I sold it for, because I felt really happy that this guy had a second chance in life. And all the things he was going to tell me he was doing, I was like, sometimes people, God has you do things not for you, but He lets you enjoy it for a little while, and then it goes away. Somebody else gets it. Well, it's His money. I just work and do what He asks me to do. Good steward, I guess. So, I love potato chips, kettle chips, Ruffles. Ruffles, I'm serious. The brand Ruffle, the wavy chips, Ruffles. I don't know what it is about a Ruffle wavy potato chip. It is so good. Fritos. Anybody ever put Fritos in their chili? It is so good. I put Cheez-Its in my chili. I'll put chili on my mac and cheese. I'll put chili on my baked potatoes. I'm a big sucker for ice cream. I love ice cream. I love candy. Not all candy, but I really like candy. There was an event one time that I had my Halloween candy. These kids pushed me down and punched me in the nose. Took my candy from Halloween time. I was sad. That was a lot of work when you were a kid. I guess that's where my pain is, people. I mean, today I tell you guys this stuff, but it is hard for me to go back and relive some of this stuff, because every time I go back through it, I remember stuff that I tried to hide, I guess. It sucked. It really did. Nobody wanting to play with you. Never being picked for any kind of games, dodgeball, anything. Now in gym class, we all had, you were on one side or the other. But let's face it, I didn't get picked too often. Especially when you come to school in the middle of a school year, and not too many people wanted to be your friend. Most of the time, I wouldn't be there long enough anyways. No, it's not a pity party. It's my life, people. This is my funeral, so somebody's got to get up here and speak it. And I tried to do the best by people. I tried. I really did. Still do. Do I take a lot of crap from people? More today than I did back then. Today, I just learned how to walk away from them and don't give it a second thought. Does the things bother me? No. But like I said, it is painful going back through some of the memories. Like when I was just sitting there thinking about another event that happened. And it just, I don't know, today I guess I'm more emotional than I've ever been. And I wish I wasn't. But I am. But that's okay. That just means I'm still being molded and sculpted. And I'm okay with that. I guess the things that really drive me nuts is the things that when you speak stuff and people get excited when they hear it from somebody else. Or the fact that, and I've had this most of my life too, nobody really believes me. And that's true. I mean, I'm not saying like majority of people in my life today, because I don't have a whole lot of people in my life. And I like to keep it that way today. I really do. I don't really, I mean, I know, I've heard people say, well, you got to leave doors open. No, I don't. I got to leave open what God has left open. That's it. I think I've tried long enough. So part of a funeral, you bury something. You hold the memories, what you want to hold. Why a funeral? Glad you asked. Because I'm no longer alive to this world. See, it took Jesus come into the darkest of all dark places and reach down to grab a hold of me. I was reborn that day. It just took him a while to get me to the water. It just took a while to get them demons out of me. Amazing. today. I'm a new person. I look forward to living an eternal life when I finally get to the garden. I had somebody ask me, "Nelson, are you saying that you're going to live in the garden the rest of your life and not in the kingdom side?" And I said, "That's true. That's what I'm saying, because it's true. I won't even have a name like the rest of you will be renamed. You'll know me as He." I asked for it. I didn't know what He was going to give me, but that's what He gave me. I don't want nothing special. Whatever is in the garden, that's all I really need. I might have a mansion on the other side. Give it to somebody else. Give it to somebody else. I'd rather hang out with the animals like Tarzan. I always thought Tarzan was a pretty cool thing. It's like, who the heck would not want to live like that? Be careful what you ask for. And here I am today. I was dead to this world. I physically died. I came back and I wasted a lot of time. Wasted people. The opportunities that I had. I'm not wasting any more time. He gave me a second shot at life. He leads me into places, and I know He's leading me into places because He tells me this is not going to be easy. Be strong. There's things that I was just talking about today, this morning. Matter of fact, I was just talking about this. You know, there's things that I don't see how people don't see the Lord through things that happen through my life. I have no idea. And I'm telling you, people, when people start thanking me, I understand why you're thanking me. But I want you to thank Jesus. Because without Jesus doing what He did for me, I wouldn't be here. And I know it's helping people, because I do receive emails and I do receive the comments and stuff that people say something. And some of you are going through some deep places. Well, I'm glad you're here. You know why? Because I'll go through it with you. I'm not going to leave you to go through a darkness when everybody let me go through it, didn't care. I do care. I do care because of what Christ did for me. Remember back when I started this, everything has a price. I think some of you by now are just starting to figure it out. Jesus paid a price for my soul, my spirit, my flesh. He did it for you also. He paid a high price that's we're not even capable of repaying what He paid. Can't do it. Never can, never will. But we have an opportunity to thank Him for going to the cross, doing what He did, by being like Him and going out there and helping people beat this depression, beat their sinful ways. But guess what, people? You got to be willing to change. You got to be willing to accept what's coming, because I might not be the right person to call on, because I'm going to give it to you just how I am now. If you could plan your own funeral, what would you say? I think I'm doing pretty good at planning mine. We got dark days coming, people. Dark days. They're not going to let go of this fight. Anybody ever see the movie The Perfect Storm? You can fight and fight and fight and fight, but no matter how you fight, you finally look up at that wave in that water and you're going, there's no way we're getting out of this. I remember many times in a ring fighting. I would fight and fight and fight and fight until I was beyond exhausted. You'd sit down in that corner. You'd hear the coach. You got to get back up and go out there. I don't have nothing left, coach. Oh, yeah, you do. Get up and do it. Well, see, back when the wrong people got a hold of me, no wasn't an answer. You had to do it. Isn't that something? They didn't care. And they were all controlled by the devil. How many of you have seen people tell you things that you just sit there and shake your head at going, you do what? Oh, I worship Lucifer, the devil, whichever you prefer to call him, Satan. Go down the list. Call him whatever you want. You worship that. And what good comes from it? Depression, pain, suffering. Well, that's all the stuff the Bible talks about that he does. Well, and you're following it. So, I don't understand it. I truly don't understand why. Because especially when you got people that's making videos about this. But yet you continue to think that's the best idea. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Lucifer didn't pay nothing for you. He gets it for free. He gets it for free because you willingly give him your spirit and your soul. You give it to him. Jesus has to earn it. Think about it. We let Jesus earn it. Not only did he pay it, paid the ultimate price, but you're going to have to do this and this and this for me. Well, sounds like the devil to me. You think about it that way, and hopefully some of you are sitting back in your chairs right now going, whoa, that's deep. Good, I hope it is. I hope that cut was so deep that you could feel every bit of the stinging and blood gushing all over the place, and you're worried about your carpets, you're worried about your tile floors. Is that blood ever going to come out? It's all over the counters, it's squirting all, man, what a mess. Good. Because when you stop thinking about the mess, you'll start thinking about the price that he paid. And how we just give it to the devil. My life's upside down. Yep, I know, because you gave it to the devil. My marriage is falling apart. Yes, because you gave it to the devil. Some of your marriages, and I'm just speaking the truth, some of your marriages probably is falling apart, especially if you claim to be a full-blooded Christian and you never prayed for your spouse. Come on, man. Why give the devil freaking more? Why you give him the keys to your car? You ever see that Mayhem commercial? I think it's Allstate or whatever, and the guy goes out and slams into everything, which I think is pretty dang on funny. I really do, honestly. I really like those commercials. I don't know why. He just makes me laugh. And that Liberty commercial with that one guy, that Liberty, I don't know, that guy that does that, not the Doug guy that's in there, the other guy I don't know. It's just some things make me laugh. I guess my sense of humor is totally different. But, you know, I spoke about them locusts coming. People, they're coming. I mean, they're sounding like it's many different species of these things coming. The plagues are coming back. Go and read Moses' time in Egypt, the things that happened. It's coming, people. I told you there will come a time when our vegetation will be destroyed. Water will turn sour. Meat shall be rotten. They have to control us for us to listen to them. And the disease we just went through, we all know it's fake. Some of you still believe it's actually true. Then again, some of you believe 9/11 is true. Well, United States 111, 911. You think it's a coincidence that it happened on 911? And yet we want to blame it on other countries' weapons with mass destruction. They're sitting back laughing, going, no wonder why the countries today think we're a joke. I listened to Carson Tucker, I think that's his name. I don't know why, but I think it is. But he had Vladimir Putin on there to the interview. And, you know, a lot of the stuff that man said actually made sense. I mean, truly. With Ukraine and all these things that are going on, it totally makes sense. I'm sorry, but it does. The same thing is, I agree when I hear some of the people from Russia that are here and talk about how foolish this country is. How wasteful this country is. I don't disagree with you. I think we're a fool to think that somebody can get into the office and change this world. No, only Jesus can do that. Man can only do what man is capable of doing. But yet we allow these things to happen, people. Tomorrow may not come. We are going to have that shutdown. There's already people taking these marks. I've just seen a guy. He was just telling me. And all I can think about is, but I didn't feel the need to speak with him. Matter of fact, my spirit wasn't even right. I was fine when I got away from him. He willingly took this. Well, hell's full of Christians. How is that possible? That's what I want to know. How is it possible? You claim to be a Christian, but yet hell's full of people that claim to be Christian. Well, go figure that one. Just look at it. Look at today's society. These people are walking around half naked. We got Naked and Afraid on TV. We got all these shows on there that, I mean, cussing on movies now, even TV shows. Stuff that was unheard of before. So much hate, so much violence. Our kids' kids don't stand a chance. If God tarries, their kids definitely won't stand a chance, because look how these kids are growing up. Kids are raising kids. because the parents are too dang on lazy, but too busy having more kids. I always thought about my sister. She had 7 kids. And her oldest daughter ended up taking care of the kids. The very things she was mad at my mother about, the very things that she did to her daughter. It's a domino effect. Get off your lazy butts and be a parent. Sleep all day and let your kids run around like animals. I'd pull up and I'd see the youngest boys peeing out the window and stuff because they tied them into a room because they want to party. The devil's work comes first. It's amazing how those kids can go to church and the first person they blame for their mother dying is God. My nephew, the oldest nephew, I finally had to lay it down on him and say, well, no, hold on. Did you not give your mother money? What do you think she was doing? Do you not sit over there and smoke drugs and do all the things? How in the world can you justify blaming God? Especially when you went to church. God's fault. God gets blamed for a lot of things. We don't ever blame ourselves. Ever. Not my fault. It's Pie's fault. It's the Lone Ranger's fault. Well, all the years of struggle, and all the years thinking I can fix life, work more jobs, the only thing that did is made somebody else's life better because they got to spend a lot of money. Spend money on everybody else while I'm out there working hard. It's sad. But I look at what I have today compared to that. And I tell you right now, it was well worth it. I don't know what these two people are doing. My gosh. What do you have road rage with each other? Never mind, that lady looks like she's about 90 years old, and the person behind her probably following her, trying to probably make sure she's going to get home. But that kills me. That lady is driving 90 years old. I guarantee she's about 90 years, maybe 80s, late 80s to 90s, and driving a Mercedes that I'll trade you. Nah, I'm just joking. Not a big Mercedes person. I think about hell. I think about all the things that I've seen and the things I have never spoke about. I think about the torture. I think about the hopeless feeling that you can never leave, that rotten cesshole stench. And to be honest, I kind of feel bad for some of the people that are there because they lived a horrible life. I feel bad for my sister being there because she too was wicked. She manipulated people, she used people, she stole from people. But she was my sister. We get in some doozies of fights. No matter what, I always got her work, and I always made sure that she was at work every day. No matter how many times she's got me fired from jobs. Evil. And now look at it. makes me start looking at my life a lot different. I don't want to go back there. I'm telling you right now, people. If I was to hand you a razor blade, tell you to cut yourself downwards and grab a hold of something, grab a hold of your skin and start ripping your skin off you, you'd look at me like I was crazy. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. If you think you're going to go there without flesh, if you think you're going to go there without feelings, you think you're going to go there without being tortured. And I was a big person would constantly say, there can possibly be nothing worse than this earth. This is hell in itself. You ever hear that phrase, hell on earth? That doesn't even drop a drop of water in a bucket for what's about to happen to you when you enter into that nightmare. Every single bad thing you did, you're going to be rewarded for it. Congratulations. Well, you're not getting anything good from it because the devil don't give you nothing good. Instead, he is going to torture you. Instead, he is going to rip your body apart, jam stuff into your feet, rip your toenails off, cut your tongue out and shove it in places you probably don't want to know. And when I mean cut it off, he's going to pull it completely in pain and then take your tongue off. Don't worry about it. It's going to be restored and you're going to get to do it all over again. And it's like a carnival when you get to go to different stations. When you're done being punished a little bit on that station, you're going to go to another station. And you're going to get to feel that for a long period of time. And then you're going to move to another station and another one. Depending on how many demons and how many things that you allowed into your life, that's how many demons you're going to go through in hell. But guess what? You're going to start right back at square one. You're already in pain with all the different stations you went to, and now they're going to turn the knob up a little bit because we got to get a little bit more hotter in here now for you. But you're already feeling all that pain, and now they're going to give you a second dose of it. Well, it doesn't stop. Eternity. Now, I don't know how many days, because those days don't exist in heaven and hell. But have seen a calendar. So I wonder how many days you're going to stare at and just scream. Because the same day is the same day that you get to for the rest of your life. It's like the movie Groundhog Day. You already know what the next station's going to be. You already know the pain because you're still living that pain. Now on top of the pain it was getting your tongue tore out of your body, now you're going to know what it's like to get your fingernails ripped off at another 10 degrees onto the first 10% of that feeling that you had. And you're going to be cringing, begging them not to do it because as soon as they touch it, it's going to be so sore from them ripping off the toenails the last time you were there, you're already going to be suffering. Don't worry if you think you're going to run away because you're not. They got tables there that they'll chain you down and do it anyways. Oh, you people that rape people? Oh, gross. You have, I'm telling you, I've never been in prison, but I've been in jail. And I've seen some horrible prison movies. But let me tell you something. I would rather go through that in prison. And I'm not taking that lightly, people. I'd rather go through that than go through what they're going to get in hell. All these guys that are gang raping people in prison, raping other guys, you have no idea. All these people that went out there that killed people and raped people and did all the vicious things they have done, dismembered people, you have no idea. They're not going to use a chainsaw. They're not going to use a saw on you. They're not going to use any kind of electric. They're going to just grab a hold of your arm and twist it and rip it off of you. And then they're going to shove it in places where you care not to even think that something like that would go. But it's a joke. And some of you it is. Some of you take it so lightly. I'm just going to keep repenting. You're a fool. You are a fool if you think you can constantly keep on repenting. Yeah, Jesus is going to forgive you. What if you don't have time? And you're in the middle of doing some drugs or drinking and carrying on, or you're standing with the wrong crowd and you start gossiping and ripping people down, and all of a sudden there's the clouds. There's Jesus standing there and there's the names being called off. It's too late. You can't repent. The hours already came. That's it, people. Game over. You're going to live on this sucky world and go through what you have never thought. There is no movies that's about to show you about what is about to happen to you. You will be so hungry you will eat the flesh off of somebody in front of you. Oh, I will never do that. Never say never, people. Just like people say there is the price. There's a price for everything. Some people say no. I will never sell it. Oh, yes. God did. God gave the ultimate price. Don't claim something you don't know. Okay? Some days I get scared. I really do. I wake up thinking I'm back in hell. And it's the rest of that vision that I seen. The one I talked about in New York. I keep getting stuff at it and at it and at it. I wake up and I run out of that cave. Just grabbing as many people that's willing. Still today, don't know who the heck that lady is with the brown hair. I keep asking. I keep thinking. Right when I get close to seeing her face, she turns, and then I wake up. Dang it. Something in my eyes. I gotta clean these vents. I hadn't had enough time to wash this car, let alone work on it. I gotta do something quick because this thing's about to have some major problems. If I don't do something, the last thing I want to do is go lay in a hospital. You ever think about people? Take a good hard look at what's happening. So many people talking about prophecies fulfilled. So many people spoke things are going to happen and they haven't happened. I don't call them liars, but when they're consistent on it, then I want to see it happen. I want to see it happen. And it's amazing. People can call me judgmental. I ain't judgmental. I just speak what I see. I judge you by your fruits. God says I can. Test the spirit, test the fruits. Well, you dang right I'm going to. No, thank you. I don't want to be no part of you. I'm going to answer someone's message that they sent me on my email. I guess it was on the last video I did or the one before that where I said I don't really care if people leave. It said, their quote words were, as if you're so special that someone really cares what you're speaking about. How dare you sit there and tell people you should be grateful Grateful for what? I'm giving you warning. You know, it's not like I'm on here and I'm making millions of dollars, and then it'd be fake. Because then you got to keep that money coming, right? All because I said on one video, I literally had to go back and watch the video. They gave me the video. I had to go back and watch the video. Because there was people wanted to donate to the channel. One person actually did. And I at first I said no over and over and over. Then I remember what the Lord said. I will send all that you need. Well, I remember I was having trouble with the mics. I was having trouble with all kinds of stuff. And that's what I did. When I got new mics, when I got new stands, and things to hold the phone. So, you know, I don't have one of them GoPro things. I don't have stuff like that. I've been looking and thinking about it. I've been looking at, I shouldn't say been, I've been trying to look into it. To be honest, I don't even know where the heck you would get something like that. But I also have a few things that I'm going to be doing. Last night, the Lord gave me my answers. It took a while. You know, I wish you could really, truly see how much you're loved by Jesus, by the Father. It hurts them when you do these drugs and you fall back into these sin and you talk about people the way people talk about people. This racial stuff and this hate wars. The devil's winning and we're allowing it. Murder. People running around and getting pregnant and running and murdering. You deserve to go to prison just like everybody else in my book. It's a good thing I'm not a congressperson or I'm not in some kind of high power of authority because I wouldn't make it. If I was a governor of a state, it would be however it would take to be. You did something like that, you're going. That's it. It's murder. Child didn't ask to be put into your womb. You did it. It's my body. Right. So take responsible for your body then. Because it's obviously not Christ's body. It's obviously not God's body. It's Lucifer. That's who you serve. You slaughter the babies to Baal. It's in the Bible, people. Read it. Get to know it. If you don't think we're sacrificing to the Baal right now, please. I've watched it on weekends. I've watched it on satanic holidays. I've watched them sacrifice on Christmas Day because they mocked God. Don't tell me about murder. Tell me about your body. You're crazy is what it is. You're under the influence of demons. Your body. Really? It's your body when you go into hell. It's not even your body when you go into heaven. It's not your body. If it's your body, then why can't you get into heaven then? Think about it. Told you. You should have got off at the stop. I'm going to close this. There's more I want to say. I might do a part 2 of this. I'm starting to get a little worked up and I don't like it. Maybe I should. But then I'm being mean. Good. You're offending people. Good. Somebody needs to. Somebody needs to wake people up. Why don't you go find some self-pleasing evangelist who's going to sit there and tell you to prosper yourselves. And this is what it is. You tithe and you gave money. Hold on to your receipt, people. Go on, hold your receipt. When you need something from God, you just hold up and tell them you tithed last week, okay? Let me know how that works out for you. Why tithe it all? Seriously. Why tithe it all? I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I'm sickened by a lot of things these days. The very things that I see, and it's coming more and more. I'm starting to see these creatures walk more and more on this earth, and it's scary. We're about to get some bad weather. I keep telling people, and nobody wants to listen. I hope I get home. I hope I get home to get some more wood brought in. I haven't even got a chance to cut up any firewood. I have an axe. I just don't have the strength anymore to do it. I keep telling myself I do. And I go out to swing like 4 or 5 times, and I feel like it sucks. It just does. I'm lazy anymore. I tell Darlene all the time, you got the wrong end of the deal. You got the leftovers, and this is what you get. Compared to what it was like when I was younger, when we first got together, I was able to do a lot of stuff still then. Today, not so much. I woke up last night in so much pain. It's unbelievable. It was hard to even stand. I was just like, oh my gosh. And I just keep praying, Lord, help me. Lord, help me. Because help me not by fixing me. Help my thoughts. Help my thoughts. Because sometimes they go into bad places. And I just want to start complaining. Why do you keep me here? Well, he's got a purpose for me. I should be grateful that he still has a purpose for me. Instead, I want to go in and complain. I'm going to start a complaint department. Come on. Now serving 0, 0, 0, 0. Nobody has that 0, 0. We got 0, 0. Well, yeah, you got to wait till I serve 0, 0, 0, 0 first. Then get to you. How long is that going to take? I don't know. As long as it needs. You ever see Beetlejuice? There you go. Have a nice day. Well, I always like to update you guys when I get the reviews from YouTube. Shout out to Brandon up in Canada. At least I can be funny with him. He doesn't get all serious. No, not Canada. Canada. Heck, we probably pronounce so many states wrong and countries wrong. It's unbelievable. But either way, thank you, Brandon, for sharing the videos. I thank Jesus for you. I really do. I thank Jesus that you're taking this and sharing it with your family, sharing it with people, and sharing Jesus' ways of He gives me to make it help people see it in a different light. So thank you, Brandon. I love you, brother. I really do. And I know when God's timing comes, we're going to get together. And I thank you. I really do. I mean, when I seen that, it really made me feel good. Not the fact of glorifying myself. No, glorifying God and Jesus, because you were willing. You were willing to take a chance, brother. And somebody may say, "Are you crazy?" or whatever, but you're willing to take the hits for me. And that right there is what I'm thankful for. That means a lot to me. You have no idea how much that means to me. I thank you very much from my heart. I truly do. That being said, for those of you that are not subscribed to this channel, 54.5%. 54.5%. In the last week and a half, watched more than the people that are subscribed. 37% of subscribed people watched the videos in the last week. That must mean one thing. A, they're tired of listening to me. B, they don't want to hear any of it no more. Or, I don't know. I shouldn't have said A and B, because it really doesn't make any sense if you can't go no further. Because I really can't. But either way. And then I looked on there of the ones sharing in the age group. Unbelievable. I always said I wanted to speak to the younger people. From as young as I can get to it goes into a 17, 18 bracket, and then it goes from, I think, 20. Maybe it goes into 19, and it goes 20 into, I think, 28 or 29, somewhere in there, in that age group bracket. I was happy when I seen that. I really was. Kind of blew me away. Then it shows the different countries, how many people are watching. But the amazing part about it is, here's the thing that it bothers me. Out of all the people that has watched, now they gave me a year update. The only videos that I have on here that was watched all the way through was the health videos. And that's something. But there are a lot of videos that were watched all the way through, but it shows different timing. People would stop and then come back and watch them or whatever, which I understand because some of these videos get really long. And that's why I've been trying to keep them down and just give you as much as I can and just get off. Then I'm thinking, now I'm starting to worry about what people are thinking, what people are saying, and I got to really focus on words because I can't speak certain stuff because I want these videos on here. It's like danged if you do and danged if you don't. But the next video, I was going to get to this one. I'm already an hour and 24 into this one, so it is what it is. And I do apologize to the person that lives, I believe you're on the out part of Ravenna. I didn't see it at the time, but I'm not in on Sundays, but I'm on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So if you do anything at your church on Wednesdays and Thursdays, if you could let your pastor know and give him my email, and I'd be more than happy to touch base with him. But I thank you from the bottom of my heart also that you would reach out to your pastor and have him watch these videos, and the excitement that people are seeing God's hands at work in different ways. Not myself. I cannot take credit for any of this, but I give it all to the glory to God and to Jesus that went to the cross for us. So that being said, God bless you guys. Those of you who stayed on the roller coaster, that's all right. Some of you turned it off. That's okay too. Hopefully you got what Jesus led you here to hear, and then if you leave, you leave. If you stay on board, thank you. Till the next one. Same time, same channel. Same time, same Jesus channel. And praise you and hallelujah. And thank you all. And to all, good night. Just joking. Maybe not. It could be.